Did we get a simple slip of the tongue from Jonathan Davenport or an admission of a big change to his car? We'll talk about that, plus Rico Abreu's not fun win, multiple winless streaks broken, and we are absolutely not going to talk about more qualifying wings that showed up at Williams Grove. Let's go. It's Sunday, May 11th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Maximize the lifespan of your Kubota equipment with Kubota Genuine Parts. Manufactured to the highest standards, their parts are a perfect fit and offer unparalleled performance. Whether you're farming, landscaping, or doing heavy construction, using genuine parts means you're investing in reliability. Keep your equipment working as hard as you do. Go with Kubota Genuine Parts. You can find a full line of Kubota Genuine Parts at any one of the more than 1,000 dealers nationwide. Find a dealer in the My Kubota app or visit KubotaUSA.com. If you don't have the My Kubota app, I can help you out with that. You can find it in the Google Play or Apple App Stores. You can click the links below in the video description on YouTube, or you can scan the QR code on your screen now. What a week of dirt late model racing in Illinois. The 3 Flow Series nights and the 2 Lucas nights that comprised Illinois Speedweek were just super entertaining, and I hope you guys had a chance to enjoy at least some of it. The last 2 nights at Fairbury and Farmer City both saw late passes for the lead, and they produced the kind of racing you really hope for when the schedule hits those places. Jonathan Davenport had to battle Brandon Sheppard all the way to the line at Fairbury, and this weekend might sting Shep for a while. He had chances late in both Lucas races to win, but ultimately got beat by JD and Ricky Thornton Jr. B-Shep still looking for his first Lucas win since East Bay in 2024, but his pair of seconds did help him edge just a little bit closer to that Lucas chase. Garrett Alberson still has the final spot, but he, Brennan Overton, and Hudson O'Neill are only separated by 60 points, and then it's another 60 back to Sheppard in 7th. Davenport, the only repeat winner during the 5 nights of racing, and it was a good week for the 49 after having not won since Speedweeks. JD was about out of breath in victory lane last night, talking through the wild ending with Flow Racing's Dustin Jarrett, but there was a bit of an odd moment in there that caught the attention of folks. And that was Davenport calling out Penske shocks during his sponsor mentions. The Longhorn cars, especially those with close ties to Longhorn, like the 49 has, are usually Bilstein teams. And not only does Davenport have the Bilstein logo on his suit, it's also on the rear spoiler of the car. One random from an out-of-breath driver I think would normally go mostly unnoticed and chalked up to just a slip of the tongue. Davenport has been on Penske's in the past. But strangely, seconds later, he said it again after mentioning Longhorn Dynamics. The dynamic side of the Longhorn business added not all that long ago, and the guys over there will work on and tune any brand of shocks, not just Bilsteins. With the speed we saw this week from Davenport, does this mean that the 49 has gone a different direction and is now on Penske's? Maybe crew chief Corey Fosvet trying some things? It's hard to say. I've put some feelers out on the subject to see what people in the industry know, but Davenport did feel the need to correct himself, posting at 1:46 a.m. this morning on social media, quote, "The 49 runs Bilstein, no matter what I say, #MyBad." It was his first post in 3 weeks and an odd time to be online correcting yourself. This feels a bit like the Donnie Schatz stuff on the sprint car side. That TSR 15 still running Fox Shocks decals, but I've been sent multiple photos in recent days and weeks of that car, again, on different shocks. So was this really just a worn-out driver misspeaking, or did Davenport accidentally tell the whole world they've got a different direction? Certainly a curious situation. Another odd thing that I'm definitely not going to point out from the weekend was 3 sprint car teams showing up to Williams Grove and the World of Outlaws race suddenly with unpainted qualifying wings. When I talked about Kyle Larson and Paul Silva running one, I was told this was no big deal, it's not new, and that I was just fishing for engagement. So we'll just gloss over the fact that Danny Dietrich, Hunter Schoenberg, and Anthony Macri ran them early in the night yesterday before then swapping back to their normal wings. Something we've not seen these teams do before. And while we're not talking about it, I won't mention that Macri was QuickTime in his group, Dietrich was 3rd in his, and Schoenberg 10th. Absolutely nothing to see here, and I'm not even going to put them on the show thumbnail today, which you already know because you clicked to watch this video. Macri and Dietrich showing out for the Posse, with Macri leading 29 of 30 laps and picking up his first Outlaw win since Lincoln back in 2023. Dietrich made a late move around Donnie Schatz to snag third and be the second Posse driver on the night's podium. That was Dietrich's best Outlaw run in more than 2 years. Justin Whittle, Freddie Raymer, and Troy Wagaman also in the top 10 last night. I do think as well, I'm probably done talking about the Outlaw Championship unless something dramatic happens. Carson Macedo and Logan Schuchart were the victims of a TJ Stutz spin that they were collected in and both DNF'd. Macedo is actually back to 4th, and we are well into the triple digits as a gap. David Gravel's top 10 streak is now at 32 straight Outlaw races. Your weekend high limit winners were Rico Abreu at Lakeside and Corey Day at Tri-City. Rico's win, though, didn't come without its own controversy. He tangled with Kerry Madsen while battling for the lead on lap 11, and that incident actually collected Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson. Both of those guys were eventually done for the night along with Madsen. Somehow, Rico survived the incident and went on to the victory. He wasn't much for celebrating afterwards, though, and did apologize to team owner Tony Vermeer and Madsen specifically for his part in the incident. He talked in his Victory Lane interview with Tony Laporta about his disappointment in himself and being impatient in the moment. It's clear that there was no intent there, and looking at the replay, it's definitely just two guys going for the same piece of real estate and kind of meeting in the middle. I think a lot of drivers would have glossed over the situation, but I think a lot of fans appreciated Rico really taking that one on the chin and not ducking out of the questions. Corey Day's win last night was his second in 5 high-limit starts this season. I think if he was full-time in 2025 and hadn't made the move to pavement racing, Day might have had a legit shot at this championship. His average finish is better than Brad Sweet's, and he has the same number of wins right now. High Limit has a busy week coming up with Kokomo on Monday, Fremont on Wednesday, and then it's up to New York for the weekend. A few other things to spotlight from the last couple of days. Jimmy Owens was a Spring Nationals winner last night at Lake Cumberland. It was his first win since East Bay in 2024. Team owner Bobby Kohler hit me up last week to say that Owens would be mostly pick and choose the rest of the season in between running with the Hunt the Front series, and it seems as though this is the right move. No more running all over the country, and just let the veteran Owens kind of do things his own way. Garrett Smith, the other weekend Spring Nationals winner. With the USAC Sprint Cars, Kyle Cummins is just absolutely rolling this year. 5 wins in 11 races, including a sweep this weekend between Bloomington and Hobstadt. His championship lead, it's widening as well. Richie Murray wrote for USAC that Cummins had never previously had more than 4 wins in a year, and Cummins says he wants 20 in 2025. He just might do that. Another driver dominating a series in 2025 is Jacob Denney. He's won 3 of 4 Xtreme Outlaw midget races to start this year. He's one of the main Keith Kunz Motorsports cars, and he's showing why he deserves that spot. Definitely a star on the rise. Other late model winners the past few days included Tyler Stevens and Tony Jackson Jr. with the Comp Cam Series at Batesville. Mason Ziegler took the ULMS race at Latrobe. Max Blair actually won a pair of late model races at State Line. And Rick Eckert bagged $5,000 at Selinsgrove. Other weekend open wheel winners included Darren Nida and Cap Henry with the AFCS in Ohio. DJ Neto won a wild NARC show at Antioch. Brian Brown scored at Knoxville. AJ Flick won at Sharon. Trey Starks swept the night at Skagit. And Matt Covington snapped a nearly 50-race winless streak with the ASCS National Tour by scoring a win last night at Paducah. That's all for the show today. A big happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hope you guys have a great Sunday, and we will see you all right back here tomorrow.